Guys, welcome to Trashy Stupid Fun. Today, okay, finally, it's the 50th episode, even though I got a confession to make. I did record another episode before this one, but I'm going to make it public after this one goes up, so, yeah. Just so it'll make a little more sense. But anyways, this is episode 50, official, even though I just said that, this is the official 50th episode, because that's the way I'm doing it. This is what I want to do for my 50th episode. And this is my Manos Hands of Fate episode. And yes, it is a really bad movie, but I don't know. It's one I've come to really, really love. I got into it just a few, I want to say maybe 2000, I don't know, just not too long ago, a few years ago or so, I rediscovered MST3K, or Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I think it started with Santa Claus Conquers the Martians for me. For my rediscovering. Before that, I was a big fan of I really loved the episode Werewolf, and I still do. But I mean, that was one of the first episodes I saw, was Werewolf, and maybe something else. Maybe Soul Taker. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I saw Soul Taker before. All the way through. I can't remember. I know I saw Soul Taker. I saw a couple others. I can't remember for sure, but I know. Future War. I saw that one. And I'm still a fan of that one too. But I think Werewolf was my first big episode that I saw. All the way through, and I really liked it. And then from there, years later, like I just said, I got into it again. And I think, in my rediscovering, it was Santa Claus Conquers the Martians that really got me back into the series, and that was my first Joel episode, actually. That's, they're both on Manos and Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I just, slowly but surely, I finally got to Manos, and it's like, it's like, what the heck? It's like, yes, it's a really bad movie, but after watching that, and then I think going back and then watching Monster Go-Go, Monster Go-Go broke my brain, pretty much, because, like, what was that about? I'm still not sure. I think I have a kind of an idea of what it was about, but Manos is a little better by comparison, but that's not much. Not much of a thing, but I like it. The first time I watched it, I bought it, actually. Not this version, but I bought it because I bought it sight unseen. I just knew that it was a bad movie, and I was like, how bad can it be, And after watching that, bad movies like Troll 2 doesn't seem that bad compared to Manos. Plan 9 from Outer Space seems like, Shakespeare compared to that. Kinda. I mean, that's a really incompetent movie too. But Manos, I don't know where to start with this. But Manos follows a family on apparently their very first vacation. And it could have been his very first vacation ever, the dad's. Anyways, they're on a trip. They're looking for the Valley Lodge, and they get lost, and they find this other place where they meet this innkeeper of a hotel or something. I'm not really sure what it was. I think it was a hotel. It's out of the way motel or something. And anyways, they find it, and it's the innkeeper is this dude named Torgo. He talks funny, and he has big old thighs. But more on that later. I'm not gonna give everything away, but it's just and Joaquin ensues after that. They find out that the owner of the place is a cult leader who worships this Manos, and it's just really confusing a lot of the time. And there's a lot of long pauses in the movie, and a lot of it makes no sense. There's plot holes you could drive a truck through. There's a lot of long pauses, and when they riffed it, I don't know, I can't remember the whole story of how they found this movie, but they found it, and they're like, I think it puzzled them I think they wanted to do it early on, but I can't remember. But once they found it, it just puzzled them that this movie even exists. It was written and directed by a guy who something to do with fertilizer. And he wrote, directed, and starred in the movie. He's the dad in the movie. And, basically I'm just repeating a lot of stuff I've already known that I read up on after I watched this movie, and what I've heard from other places. Anyways, I'll put it back. But anyways, it was a really, it's a really bad movie, but the episode of MC3K is hilarious. Because the way it broke their brains, and even the mad scientist who sent it to Joel and the bots apologized, and his henchmen apologized for it, and it's just awesome. It's a great episode, but it's, if you're new to the show, don't start with that movie. Start with Werewolf, or again, that's just my favorite episode. Or if you want to see Joel, see stuff like if you want a good Joel episode, before you check out Manos. Anyways, check out stuff like Time of the Apes, which is really bad. Planet of the Apes ripoff, or Cave Dwellers, which is a fun one. Just naming off ones I've watched recently. But yeah, and I'm making this Manos episode because for one, there's some people that found a print of the movie that they're cleaning up, and they're gonna bring it out on Blu-ray and DVD. Blu-ray for sure. I don't know about DVD, but anyways, it's going to be a high-def version of the film, and it looks really gorgeous. The way that the restoration I've seen of it looks really great, or at least it's just a rough cut or something they have going around that they've shown on YouTube. And I think it's just if you look up Manos HD in Google, you'll find YouTube videos and stuff. And their website, which I think is manoshd.com or something. I don't know. And I think they have a blog spot. I don't know. There's stuff all over the place, and they have a Tumblr and everything. And yeah, it's just I'm looking forward to this transfer that they're doing. My friends donated to the restoration, which is pretty cool. Because then they got shirts for it and everything. And I also am doing this episode because I went to see RiffTrax live this past week. Or last Thursday, and it was so much fun. I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that they were going to be riffing the movie, but it's a whole thing. They have some of it is split screen where you see the guys, riffing the movie or whatever, the shorts. Oh God, it was just really fun. There weren't a lot of people in the theater, but it was still, it was great energy going around, which was nice. I like that kind of movie experience. Where, just everybody's laughing at the same time, or kind of at the same time, and some people are laughing at other things. You can almost kind of tell who'd seen the movie before, maybe. It's one of those things where, you should have seen the movie before, but I don't know. Not always, It could be one of those things where, you brought somebody new to watch it, but I don't know. But anyways, I think there were some people who hadn't seen the movie at all before, But anyways, it was so much fun, and the shorts they showed before the movie. The first one made absolutely no sense. I read a comment online on Facebook, somebody saying, it's the Manos of shorts, because it was like it was just about this guy who landed in the airport and goes to his car and goes home, but he just has a bunch of bumps along the way. He can't get his luggage or something, and he has to trudge it all the way through to the parking lot. And he's going to the parking lot, just a lot of, and they make fun of him for that, and then, and it's just him leaving the airport, basically, and that's it. It's over. But he keeps groaning, and, the guys made fun of that, and at some point in the movie, or after the short, they had everybody in the audience go, and, and it was great. And even people in our audience were doing it. It was great. I even did it, so I was like, it was that fun energy. And then they showed a commercial for prune juice for some reason. It was so, it's just really weird to see this guy drinking prune juice. It was kind of like, okay. And then they showed another short. I don't think they did the commercial between the shorts. I can't remember, but they might have. But anyways, the other short was something about in our grasp or in our hands. Cylinders, something about cylinders, and it was just like that was where I was cracking up a lot. And I was like, at least at home I could pause it when I'm cracking up too much, because sometimes I'm watching RiffTrax thing at home, or I'm watching MC3K. There are times where I'm just like, I'm laughing way too much because there's just a lot of times it's just little things, the way they say something, it just cracks me up. And then I was like, I gotta take a breather because I'm just laughing too much about how funny that was. And yeah, it's just the whole experience was great. And in October they're doing Birdemic, which I want to see that on the big screen because it just based off the preview, it looks like the special effects don't translate well at all. Which, I mean, they don't translate that well at all as it is, but I mean, they look really, really obvious and really awful on the big screen. But I can't wait. I want to see it. I have some other movies I want to talk about, but I'll get to those in another episode, maybe later, or I don't know. I might do it again after this take or whatever, or after this episode. So anyways, I just wanted this to be a big Manos episode, and just to touch on little things, basically Torgo is my favorite character in this whole movie, because he's just so weird and just, kind of pervy and just, I don't know. He's just, very weird. And I love that Torgo music, which I probably can't play too much on here, because I don't know if it has a copyright for it, but I almost wanted to start the episode with that music. I'll probably play a little bit. I don't know. And I have the MST3K version and the unripped version, which I saw that I think I found it for $2 somewhere. And I'm like, okay, I've got to have that. I could probably play a little bit. I probably won't get in trouble if I play just a teeny bit of it. I don't know. We have a few other things I want to do. A few other movies I want to talk about. But I'll do those sometime after this. I don't know. Oh, I'm just trying to think. I mean, there's not a whole lot else I can say about Manos. It's just that I love this movie. It's really bad, but there's something about it. I don't know what it is, because it's a very incompetent movie. Oh, the really bad thing about the opening is that there's just, I hate that thing. Anyways, the start of the movie, there's just like endless, driving by fields and stuff, and it's just, for the riffing of the original of the MST3K version, they just keep saying Manos, the hands of fate, or they say Manos or whatever. It's like just saying the name of the movie over and over again. It's kind of funny. I think now I can play a little bit of the music, and I'm just gonna stop it after a while. I just love Torgo's theme. I just love that. Oh, okay. That's probably all I could play. Okay. I don't want to get in trouble. But anyways, yeah, love this movie. But yeah, apparently when they were doing the opening credits, I don't know, when they were, just a few other little tidbits about the movie. Just that you would know, there's like miles and miles of just driving by stuff. And apparently that's where they were going to put the film's credits and everything. But they wound up putting them at the end of the movie. And yeah, it's just like, it's kind of lazy and kind of, I don't know. And another incompetent thing of the movie is that they didn't have the audio or something. They didn't have the audio recorded or something, so they had to go back and redub all the voices. And like the same 2 or 3 people are doing everybody's voices. So, the little girl sounds really, her voice sounds really weird a lot of the time. And, and all the men kind of sound the same a lot of the time, except for maybe the master. I think there's somebody else doing the master's voice. But everybody else kind of sounds the same, the cops. Oh, just another little, just little things I like, little scenes I like. So there's a running gag throughout the whole, well, I call it a running gag because it's, you got to think of this movie as a comedy because it doesn't make any sense as a horror film. There's just a great running gag throughout the whole movie where this couple is just always constantly making out in their car out in the middle of nowhere. These cops keep catching them and telling them, go away or, do this somewhere else. And just, I don't know, I like that a little bit. And yeah. And the other thing that's recent that's come up with this movie is that there's a video game, but only for iPods or iPhones, or rather. So, if you have an Android like me, you can't play it. So, I'm not kind of bitter about that. It's like, I want to play that game, but yeah. So it has, this movie, it's a very, big cult film, and it has kind of a resurgence lately, which is kind of fun. Yeah. I'm gonna think of some new things to do on my show because I don't know. I'm open to suggestions of how to make it more interesting, but nothing weird. Just something that has to do with movies. I don't know. Maybe I can end with a movie recommendation or something. I can do that. Hold on. I could just find some random B-rated movie or I don't know about a recommendation, but maybe just a minor. Oh, sorry. Maybe just a minor little tidbit at the end of each thing, in case I don't want to talk about every bad movie I watch or every B movie. I recently watched Bell, Book and Candle. Well, I don't know if I'd recommend it, but it was a cute movie for what it was. Very very kind of it's pre-Bewitched, but it has a very Bewitched kind of thing going about it. Which I heard later on that the creator of Bewitched was kind of inspired by this movie and another movie called I Married a Witch, which I really want to see. This was a cute movie. It stars Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak, who had just done Vertigo, and they have the same kind of chemistry in this, and it's a cute movie. Yeah, it's just very, I don't know. It's a very pretty film. I love Technicolor, even though it's no longer used anymore because we have better film equipment. But I just really like Technicolor. I like the look of Technicolor in movies, in older movies. Yeah, it's a cute movie. Not a lot of special features. That doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's a cute movie. So maybe that's a kind of a recommendation, but not really. Just kind of just throwing it out there. It's a cute movie, for sure. Anyways, until next time.